I'm good. 7.2.
All right, so we are back here, and as you can see, the sun is right in. Finally, the sun comes out right now, right at the end of the race, at the conclusion of the 2019 Tour de Via Italia. So we just wrapped things up on the street with an exciting race. We had an early breakaway, got away, 10 riders, one got dropped, and then we were down to 9 riders. We had one M1 rider in there, and the rest were Pro Elite 1-2. So we're going to start things off on the end down there. The man with the glasses on his head, Carlo Capaldi, so he was the only M1 rider to get in the break. And for you, though, aren't in the know so much, M1 means you're a master, so generally it means it's supposed to be you train a little less. And I know Carlo well, and he doesn't put a ton of hours in, but he's got a big motor. So, Carlo, you getting that move. You took a little assessment of who was around you. What were you thinking?
This was the move we were looking for. A guy like me, it's probably one of the few ways that I'm going to win a race, and the power that was in that group was pretty cool. And once we got going, once we got together, it just was moving. So
was this a team strategy going in to try and get you out there early?
Anybody. It could have been Sean. It could have been any of the guys. But it just happened to be me. I saw Ed down the road, and I thought, okay, he's getting going early, so I was able to bridge, and then Jeff joined and Ryan joined, and away we went.
So for you, you get in there, so do you start getting concerned with the length of things? I mean, we talked about how you're diabetic, right? So that's always a big concern for you, right? So do you start analyzing things and thinking about nutrition, success?
Yeah, so I was worried about my blood sugar dropping. I've been in breaks before where I've had to drop out because I was starting to see double. So today I just, every sort of 20 minutes, I reach for a gel. I might not have pulled on the front as long as the other guys, but...
That's okay. You're a master. You don't have to, right?
I was a little concerned. Once we caught the group, I was pretty happy, and I knew I could roll home, and my teammates surrounded me and helped me out and kept me out of trouble.
Great. Well, great result for local team Towers, so happy with that. So if you want to pass it down to Chris here, so congratulations to Carlo. So we're going to move to our third place finisher in the Elite 1-2. So Chris, your team, First Internet Bank, have a huge history here. As you know, Paul Martin, a 5-time winner, Jack McCann won here, constantly piling guys on the podium. They sent you here on your own. Did they go to St. Louis to race?
No, I think those guys are tired for the year, and they're slacking off. So everyone's at home, left me here to fend for myself. I just moved to the area, to Detroit, so it's a pretty close drive for me, only about 20 minutes. So pretty easy. I love this race. It's a good race. So.
And coming in here, I mean, what do you know about? You raced with Jeff. You were in a break with Jeff last week, so you knew quite a bit about him. I mean, obviously you know about Ryan, but have you raced much against Ryan?
I don't think I've raced against Ryan too much. I raced against Jeff last weekend. He's pretty fat, pretty quick on the bike. So I knew the guys to look out for. And, as soon as I saw all these guys up the road with Ed, I had to get across. And I think I was maybe the last one to get across to the
so
field.
You guys, so how was that process? There was 3 of you dangling off the back, right? I think it was you, Zach, and Ryan?
Yep.
Daniel. Okay, Daniel, right. Okay, so we noticed it was just sitting at 5 seconds. You look at Ryan, there's just no panic whatsoever. And inside I'm thinking, damn, I'd be getting frustrated right now. But you guys feel like you had them measured pretty well?
They were kind of within reach. We were just trying to stay inside of ourselves, and Ryan was doing a pretty good job yelling at his teammate to slow down up in the breakaway. So.
And last lap, what was your strategy going in? Did you take a particular wheel or just kind of roll?
I was just trying to follow some of the fast guys. My legs were pretty shot at that point, and this is such a fast finish that you just got to kind of follow the right wheels and keep your speed up through the entire finish.
Right,
so
absolutely. Well, congratulations for being
Thanks.
out here on your own. That's a big result. So if you can pass it down to our man here, our Jeff, how does that sound? 9 times on a podium in a big race? I mean, that's not easy.
I think I've raced here almost every year since 2000.
Yeah, we're going to start membership cards. You can be the president.
It's a long time to be doing this bike race, but again, Erie Street doesn't disappoint, and the crowd's great, and the fans are awesome. The volunteers, thank you everybody for continuing to invest in this street, this sport, and Tour de Via Italia.
And how'd that crowd preem feel? Little adrenaline rush?
I was a little nervous, actually. I was a little nervous because lots of strong guys in the breakaway, and anybody can jump around you. So
it's funny, Ryan just asked, when was that? And when we said it and announced it, I noticed Ryan and Zach, it was probably the most I saw you dig in the race. It was with about 8 laps to go, when we had 8 to go, and you and Zach were just bridging a little gap. And that was the most pain I saw in your face when you were just digging in. And I said, I'm not sure those guys even heard it, some of them. But I saw Jeff did. So, yeah, $1,100 tops Ryan's 1,000 last. So last lap for you, what were you thinking? Were you hanging around Ryan or looking to do your own thing?
yeah, I mean, Ed's pretty quick, so I thought maybe he would try something later in the race, especially with about 800 to go, because he's pretty quick over 800 meters. So I was looking for his wheel, and sure enough, it popped up. So I followed the move, but there was a little bit of a move off the front just before he went. So again, that could have very easily won the race. So again, Erie Street's long, and with a headwind, you never know what could happen, right? If you follow the right wheel, you can sometimes pop around, which Ryan did at the end there, and you never know.
Was it about 150 to go? Did you realize, like, uh-oh? You see that red coming up on the side of you?
Yeah, I mean, the breakaway went like 2 laps in or something. It was a little bit nerve-wracking because you're like, well, it's gone already. So I had to jump across solo, and hopefully maybe we could stay away from Ryan. But these guys obviously identified that the break was going away and came across pretty quick as well. So once everybody established, it rolled pretty quick. So.
Well, Jeff, there's nothing to hang your head about being second place. Again, like I was saying, 9 podiums, 2 wins in there. So another great day out on the bike for you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Erie Street, and thank you, Tour de Via Italia.
All right, so we move on now. Ryan, back-to-back champion. How does that sound?
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I mean, I thought it was going to be really hard to win today with the composition of the breakaway. So, yeah, in the end, I got a little bit of a break, but yeah, it's great.
So we noticed you kind of stayed out of the preem game a bit, some of the smaller preems, strategically, or just thinking save it for the end?
Yeah, all those efforts add up, and if you're trying to win the race, then you have to kind of put everything on that focus.
Right. Now, tell us about the strategy. We were talking about whether guys wanted to lap in or not. Now, you were the only guys with teammates in there, you and Martin, so would you have preferred not to lap? I mean, now that you've won the race, obviously easy to say it was a good thing, but would you preferred not to lap into the field? Yeah,
most of the time I would prefer not to lap and fight it out amongst the break guys, but it was still so far to go that it was kind of inevitable that we would catch, so I didn't fight it. I just,
Another dangling moment for you guys, right? You just caught off the back by 5 seconds, but again, you stayed calm and looked good. And tell us about your last lap. Were you keying off? Were you looking for – I said I'd be looking for Jeff's wheel if I was – out there?
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to like anticipate maybe and do something where they would be caught, where they'd have to jump early and everybody would wait and I get the gap. Kind of the move that Mark Brower did that almost won.
Right.
In the end, Mark made it, and then I benefited from Ed and Jeff having to, jump earlier than they would have liked.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's a big accomplishment when you're Mark Mann winning back-to-back races, and we really appreciate you coming down here and bringing your team, and all of you up here, everyone that comes from out of town. We know Windsor geographically, it's a little bit down the highway. Not so bad for the second and third place riders here, but a bit more of a trip for Ryan. So we appreciate you coming out. You guys put on a great race today, and I know the crowd appreciates and we appreciate you coming down. So spread the word on TDVI, and big congrats to our top 3 elites and our M1 winner, and we'll see you guys in 2020. We have a lot planned for 2020. So that wraps it up from TDVI 2019. Now all we got to do is clean this street up and go in and have some meals at the great restaurants along here. We want to thank all our big sponsors, Soltz Group, our platinum sponsor, helps us put this race on Via Italia BIA. They give us the venue, these streets, and they support the race a lot. So to all our sponsors, all the riders that came out, we want to thank you very much, and that wraps it up for 2019.